Could we be at the beginning of a summer spike? Well, I kind of doubt it. However, there is some resiliency in the silver market, and I'll tell you why in this video as we explore. There's a lot going on in the world today, and likely there will be more to come over the summer months. In fact, already right now there is talk from one governor of the board of the Federal Reserve that is all for a rate cut in July. That's going to be good for precious metals, and silver very well could benefit from that. But what happened today, I think, is special for silver, as it's showing some resiliency and strength that was sort of unexpected for a number of different reasons. Here's where the precious metals complex stands right now. Gold, moments before closing, is up $4.58. That's it. A 0.14% increase to $3,373.56. Silver is up 17 cents, slightly outperforming gold, but still not a major move for silver's price. It's sitting at $36.22. So why is there strength associated with this number? Well, I'll tell you that in a moment. Platinum and palladium are also up. In fact, I did a video about platinum earlier today, and more likely you have not seen it and probably don't care to see it. But I hope you'll watch it anyway, because I am now bullish on platinum again, and I've been posting videos about platinum for about as long as this channel has been around. So I hope you will take the time to check out some of those videos. But check out my most recent video on platinum, because it's up $25 a day. It's up almost 2%. And even palladium is breaking out here as well. Also check out channel sponsor Summit Metals. They have competitive pricing, great service, and fast shipping over at summitmetals.com. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on with silver today. It's holding firm above $36 an ounce right now, and I honestly, a part of me did not expect that. We did our market watch. We do that every Sunday night on this channel, so I hope you will join me. And part of me thought, well, we may see silver spike up in reaction to the activity in Iran, with the United States taking out 3 of the hardest and deepest entrenched nuclear plants that are nuclear facilities to enrich uranium to weapons grade. And then we thought we might see a spike, but then I thought maybe we'd see silver fall. So I'm going to be referencing a piece from Seeking Alpha that has a different take than I do on it. The rebound marked a continuation of the recovery from last week's double bottom formation around $35.50, which acted as a firm support zone following a 3-day bearish slide. Despite heightened geopolitical risk from the Israel-Iran tensions and the United States airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, silver has not responded with the typical surge expected from a safe haven asset. But I want to stop right there, because yes, initially I thought it would spike up, but then I thought it might just collapse. In other words, fall back and fall below with the stock market, because I thought maybe the stock market would kind of fall a bit and maybe even, plunge like what we saw before over just fear of what could be coming. The media likes to institute a lot of fear, but so far that is not the case today. The Dow Jones is up, the S&P 500 is up, everything is up today. Not by a lot, but enough and noticeable. It's had minimal impact on the markets. The dollar strength has fallen here as of late, but that is relatively recent in the recent hours here. The reaction has been modest, suggesting investor sentiment may be subdued or temporarily complacent. Silver's current movement contrasts historical patterns where such geopolitical escalations typically lift precious metals strongly due to safe haven demand. Well, I think you can say that for gold. I don't necessarily think you can say that for silver during these times, at least on the once there is a little bit of a normalization, because the gold is being propped up by central banks holding it. It is treasured. Silver is an industrial metal, mostly, not by a whole lot more mostly, but it does trade like a precious metal. But it trades more like an industrial metal more times than not. I think today we're seeing it trade like a precious metal, which is good, but If there is any kind of economic uncertainty out there, and the markets react to that economic uncertainty, and that means less demand for silver, and then prices will probably fall. But the situation is further complicated by the strength of the U.S. dollar, which has continued to rise until later in the Monday session. But ordinarily, a strong dollar exerts downward pressure on commodities like silver. Yet the metal is holding above the key $36 psychological level, and that includes the bid price as well. This suggests a degree of fundamental support, possibly anchored in broader concerns about the U.S. dollar's long-term credibility, should the Middle East tensions expand and challenge global reserve confidence. Now, the largest base in the Middle East is in Qatar for the United States. That has been hit. I don't know exactly what the assessment of the damage is there, but it's been essentially mostly evacuated, and so there was no human loss there. But but it is interesting what happened. There is some has been this attack has been intercepted. We don't know the full details of it as I record this video, but essentially it was just a move to save face for the Iranian regime, and really caused minimal damage. So there's that. And so will this be it, or will it escalate further? That's to be determined. I think the biggest fear, really honestly, because military bases can be defended much easier than soft targets in the U.S. and in Europe that are of U.S. interests. And could there be sleeper cells here in the United States? Probably so, as the borders have been open for so long. That is a big fear. And if something were to happen here that's tied to Iran or sleeper cells, that could have a pretty big impact. And I think that the metals will move. Gold likely up. Silver, honestly, it may spike initially, but I think we could see it actually fall because of this. But on the technical side, the short-term picture remains mixed right now, as we are now in early summer, which is the summer doldrums, right? We may not see it this year. Silver faces immediate resistance at the 20 and 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, both converging near $36.25. But a sustained move above that zone would strengthen the case for renewed upside towards the $37 level, which we had just recently visited, particularly if safe haven flows intensify. But remember, I think that silver may be seen more as a commodity or as an industrial commodity and actually suffer in the medium term because of what could be happening down the line. I know it sounds contradictory compared to what it should be, but remember, silver and gold have such a wide difference between the two that now we're entertaining the thought of a normal gold to silver ratio somewhere around 80. It's crazy to even think about that, but we've been above 80 for so long now, that it's something that should be taken seriously. Now, momentum indicators provide some support to the upside case. The daily RSI remains in bullish territory, hinting that silver has not exhausted its recent upward pressure. Monday's upcoming flash PMI data could shift risk sentiment depending on how the figures reflect global economic activity. A weaker PMI print may spur fresh inflows into safe havens like silver, while strong data could bolster risk appetite and challenge silver's capacity above $36. But $36 really is the pivotal level right now. But I have another number in mind I'm going to tell you about here in a moment. But that leaves us to the point where we can discuss a break below that, which would lead to another test of $35.50, which is essentially what we had last week at a double bottom support. On the other hand, a strong close above $36.25 would open the door to retesting that $37 handle. Now, are these prices bid or ask price? I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking for myself. Because right now, we are 12 cents spread between the two metals. And right now, the silver ask price is just about a nickel below that as I record this video. But the bid price is way below, 12 cents more than that. So it's going to be interesting. It's really slow. It's really on the teetering edge here. But So we'll track it. We'll see what happens. But silver really is showing this strength, and if it can hold above $36 in these early months, and through some of these geopolitical shocks and other data that has come through, and it gets carried through by a potential rate cut of a quarter point in July, we very well may see silver set itself up above $36 and comfortably moving through that 37 and maybe even 38 range. It's a critical time, I think, for silver, and it's showing strength at that critical time, which is right now, at the beginning of the summer. But $34 is also an extremely important number, and in some ways, I think even more important than 36, because that's a springboard to 35, and if it falls back below 35 and into the 34 range, I don't think it'll be there long. I think there's going to be people really piling on and starting to and put their money into silver. I could be wrong on that, but I think there is some momentum there that if we can stay above $34, we're sitting pretty. And right now, hitting at 36, we got a buffer. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. I like to bring you the latest news in the world of gold and silver. But I hope you will check out the 2 videos I posted earlier today, especially about the one coin that I got. I got a coin here. It's right there. Check it out. It's right here at the end screen. A multitude of gratitude to you all. I want to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.